So this, we believe, where the carriage stood. It gets worse. I think people walk about as far as we have, and it treads it down a little bit, and then they go, that's too overgrown. Another great park up.
Quite right.
Lovely, yeah. Met a chap when we arrived, didn't we?
Yep.
His car was parked there, and we parked that side because it was totally flat. Dead close to him, but that's the only place that was really, really flat. And he'd come back off a hike, hadn't he?
Yeah.
I came around the side of the van with my knife in my hand because I was cooking, well, prepping.
Cutting veg.
Chatting away, but trying to chat. And because he was French and had very little English, and I'm English, had very little French.
No French.
I was no French. I was trying to be expressive. And so I was like wielding this knife, like bit Magnus Pike, you know, well, what it... And he was like... He calmed... Well, I showed him the setup in the back, and he... I realised maybe I shouldn't be waving a knife.
No, next time somebody comes up to us when you're cooking and you're cutting with a sharp knife, you need to put your knife down. Because it did look probably a little bit intimidating, but...
Do you think?
Yeah, anyway, right, so shall we show you this car, this
I think we should.
park up that we have?
Lovely and quiet. I barely heard a single car.
Didn't hear anything. Anyway, let's just show you this around. So here we go. There's Hotel Belingo, all ready for its journey because...
It's not even 9 o'clock, is it?
No, we've had a grown-up with us somewhere. But you have got to drive a long way. You think you're going to drive?
500 kilometres, that's over 300 miles. And it's on tiddly roads. It's about, is it about 6.5 hours or something total?
Yeah, but I don't think you should be driving 6 hours. But we're heading up towards, in the direction of Compiegne Woods, where the Armistice train is. So I don't know if we'll get there today. It may be tomorrow, so we'll see.
But we're passing, whether we go to it or not, another sort of country pile, somewhere called Fontainebleau. Fontainebleau.
Right. Okay.
Which is very French.
Well, of course it's... We're in France, what do you expect?
The direct route is a bit quicker, 5 hours, so it goes around Paris Ring Road. And I don't want to risk these crit air sticker zones.
Yeah, we need to avoid Paris anyway.
So we're going slightly more country roads.
Yeah, I prefer country roads, don't like the main busy roads.
Just take longer.
Yeah.
It's more pleasant because you're actually in France as opposed to being on a bog standard motorway.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, let's go.
So, down there is a nice walk, apparently. But we're not going to do that. And,
of course, in this country, it's not yet 9 o'clock. If we were in England, it wouldn't be quite yet 8 o'clock.
My God, what's happened to us? Anyway,
let's go.
Shall we just get going instead of just talking about going? That's what we do best. Anyway, time to leave this spot and head on to his next destination, wherever it might be. Who knows? Come on. Was it a good night here?
Quiet, apart from some boy racers doing donuts in the car park.
Yeah, and I did manage to get some footage of that as well, so I'll be putting that on.
It didn't disturb us, really.
No, they weren't here that long. You hear that?
Morons. Tell you what.
It's not obviously I can't film it.
Oh, it's all here.
The back. The back.
Quick, film out the window.
I don't.
There, go on, just film.
Oh, film. Where's it going now? I can smell tyres.
I can't.
I think they're going to be coming back round. They're coming back round. Absolutely. smelt bloody tyres. Well, they've gone now.
I'd probably been doing that.
Would you have been doing that? If you had a hot hatch at that age?
Sorry, but I would have been, yeah.
Well,
wouldn't you just?
I'll tell you something. I never did out loud.
Because I wanted to do that to impress all the girls.
Well, it doesn't impress me. It never impressed us.
No, it never worked.
Absolutely stinks out there. The tyres being ripped apart. It smells of burnt rubber. And we're in Compiegne Woods. And this is where the Armistice was signed on both occasions, the First World War and the Second World War. It's just a short walk down here where the location of the Compiegne wagon was, and where both Armistices were signed. You can see the
donutty things. Wasting their tyre rubber.
Yeah, you could smell tyre rubber melting. It were awful. On the 8th of November in 1918, General Foch and representatives from the Allied forces met representatives from the German Empire to discuss terms of the Armistice in the then called Wagon of Compiegne. An agreement was signed on the 11th of November and a ceasefire was at 11 a.m. on that day, ending the fighting in the First World War. The wagon was then placed in various museums and shelters. On the 22nd of June 1940, during World War II, Adolf Hitler ordered the wagon to be dragged out of the shelter and moved back to the exact same location for the signing of the Second Armistice at Compiegne. At that point, that part of France was under German occupation. The wagon was destroyed in 1945 by the SS with fire and dynamite in the face of the advancing US Army. Lovely sunshine. Isn't it?
Nice.
So we've got the original train tracks.
We think.
I believe they are.
So this, we believe, where the carriage stood, is clearing. And there's a statue over there. I think that is Foch, isn't it?
There's a museum with a replica of the...
It's not a replica, it's a carriage that's of the same era.
Right, well it's all done out like how it was, like an office, isn't it? Like how it was laid out for the signing of the armistices. So
I'd describe it more as like a conference room, like a meeting room, like a, with a big table.
Yeah, so are we going to go in?
We're going to suss it out.
Yeah, we've been in before, so if we don't go in, we've got some photos of it. But we might go in now. Shall we check it out?
Should we go in before these people get in and make too much noise?
It's not very big. It just houses a carriage I will say it depicts the signing of the Armistice carriage, the Compiegne carriage. So let's have a look in this museum.
Bonjour.
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 Deux personnes?
Yeah. So here we are.
And welcome to the Armistice Club.
Well, that were an interesting museum. We've got a few photos and things.
Bit of video.
Yeah. I'm thinking that this building here might be in the original one.
I think it's in the original position, but if you looked, it was dynamited, so it was actually completely collapsed. I mean, the facade's totally different. I'd say that quite possibly it was rebuilt from the rubble of using the same foundations, perhaps.
We're going to head on now to his next destination, which is Riqueval Bridge, and that's where the Hindenburg line was broken through on the 29th of September 1918. But a short distance from that, a battle took place, a diversionary attack, and that was to basically divert the Germans from the main attack, which was at the Hindenburg line. So we're heading on there now.
Where are we, Karen?
I'll tell you where we are. This is Riqueval Bridge, And on the 29th of September 1918, this bridge was taken because it was the Hindenburg line, and it was the first point where the Hindenburg line was broken on that day. And it was taken by, I believe it was the 46th Division. But we'll have a little look round. So we're now walking on the bridge. And we'll go underneath in a bit because down below here is the canal. It's the St. Quentin Canal. Have a little look down here.
And
There you go.
steep ravine in between.
It is, isn't it?
Quite hard to cross when you've got a strong defence on the other side.
Absolutely. Now all these trees weren't there at the time. You can imagine all the shelling and everything. Things were wiped out, weren't they? So we're going to have a little wander down there, see if we can get down.
It's quite hard to get down these things.
It's a lot more overgrown since we last came. I think we came here in, what were it, 2018, so it would have been...
Well, we came 2018, then the last time we came was 2022.
Yeah, so it would have been something like 100 years after.
Well, the 2018 was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Careful.
Now that just carries on its merry way.
Yeah.
This looks pretty overgrown, I have to say.
It's probably a bit too overgrown, isn't it?
Well, we can walk a short distance. I think if you come this way a little way, and if you film down there, you get a sense of just how steep this ravine is.
Can't really
Cutting,
see
I
out so
suppose.
much.
Hmm?
It is quite overgrown, isn't it?
Well, it is. I can't remember if it's this overgrown or not, but if you look down there, that is a very steep ravine.
It is, isn't it?
You can see it's a natural defence. A natural defence. I don't think this particularly leads anywhere.
I don't think we can actually get
unproductive
down.
to attempt. Well,
I don't think so. I don't think
you could scramble down there.
I'll tell you what, I'm
but-
not going to bother.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean,
it's not a sensible option.
last time we came, just hold back, James. Last time we came, this were.
What am I holding?
You're not holding anything. I'm just asking you to hold back, because down there it looks really overgrown, too overgrown.
It gets worse. I think
Yeah.
people walk about as far as we have, and it treads it down a little bit, and then they go, "It's too overgrown." So
Yeah,
that's because nobody goes down that way. It's too overgrown.
Yeah, but back in 2018, it was probably more worn down because people wanted to go down there, didn't they?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, I think we've got some photos, have we? We'll have a look and see if we've got some photos from the last time we were here, because I'm not going to try and scramble down there. It's asking to break your leg or whatever, isn't it? It's ridiculous.
Get brambled, nettled.
Not at my age.
Your age. Young whippersnapper you. Anyway, we have another mission
What's that?
campsite.
Oh yeah, we've decided we're going to find a campsite. It's a bit early, isn't
Well, we know
it?
exactly where it is.
Yeah,
We know exactly where it is in Albert. Probably.
yeah.
And we've had a bit of an issue, haven't we, today?
So I forgot what was the issue.
Well, if you remember, we drove yesterday for like 8.5 hours, or whatever it was, so as to get to Compiegne Wood. But
What's the issue? Come on, tell
Compiegne,
us.
we're in Compiegne Wood, and I went, "Oh, blimmin' heck, it's Sunday. What time do the shops close? Is it 4 o'clock?" Like, and it was like getting on time-wise then, because we'd been in there, and then it was about 12:30, 1:30, whatever it was. And oh God! So you had a quick Google, and pretty well all the shops close on a Sunday.
Come on.
Come on, let's
After
go.
that long spiel of whatever, could have just got straight to the point and told us that no shops were open, couldn't they? But no. Well, this is quite exciting. There's a shell. It could be live. The guns of the 33rd Division opened fire. A and B companies in reserve was to take Pigeon Trench